Pokerus. Love it or hate it, it is a part of every trainer's life when it comes to getting your Pokemon ready for stats. From a technical perspective, it has worked the same since 2nd gen, its introduction. In a nutshell, at the end of a battle, all of your Pokemon have a chance of getting Pokerus. It is a 3 in 65536 chance of it happening. For this example, I will be showing you a very quick and efficient way of getting Pokerus on your team. If you look here at the bottom screen, you can see that I have the Talonflame with Pokerus at the 2nd slot. I have an Arena Trap Pokemon here in the front to make this a bit quicker, as I said in the previous video, for random encounters. And then I have just a bunch of generic Pokemon that don't have Pokerus yet. I'll just go ahead and show you here. No Pokerus on any of them. It's just my superior collection. You could say they're the superior choice for what I'm about to show. So we'll just go ahead and fly here to a place where the Pokemon are not as strong. And let's see. Melee, Route 1, that will do, yes. As I discussed in my previous video, you want to use the Arena Trap field ability so you can keep getting random encounters very quickly. You can see that I'm using a movement speed hack here, just makes things a bit more quick. And we'll go ahead and count the number of encounters it takes. It is worth noting you don't have to finish the fight for a Pokerus to count, meaning I could just do this here where I actually beat the Pokemon. Or we could also do the option where I just flee. Both of these cases will still trigger the calculation for spreading Pokerus within your party. Now I know what you're thinking, Togami, what's with that placement of Pokemon you had? You have the Pokerus Pokemon right between two Pokemon that don't have it. What's up with that? Well, let me explain. The trick here is that Pokerus has a 50% chance of passing with every single adjacent Pokemon. So if I have a Pokerus Pokemon between two of those, then each of them will have a 50-50 chance of passing it. That makes it faster, and it also helps spread the Pokerus more quickly. And this has been going on since 2nd gen. There have been no changes, to my knowledge, on how this is spread. Now, some of you may have noticed that Pokerus went away. And why is that? That's because Pokerus' remaining time is calculated at midnight in-game after your Pokemon are in your party. So keep at least one Pokemon in your boxes that has Pokerus so you never permanently lose it. The Pokemon will be cured in that it will no longer be able to infect other Pokemon, but the effects will still be there. I'll also go ahead and clear up a common misconception. It is not the wild Pokemon you're facing that may have the Pokerus. It is in fact the Pokemon in your party. And if the wild Pokemon happens to have Pokerus, that's because it got into your party and then the calculations happen. So I understand the confusion, but that's just not the case here. There's a very clear distinction because the wild Pokemon is as likely to get it as any of your party Pokemon. And for the spreading, we should be just about done. I'll just do a few more encounters so we can then show it on the PC box once we finish here. You're free to ask me any questions and any ideas you have on anything you'd like me to clarify. For example, I did a video more on Arena Traps effect. I am planning to do a video on hidden power breeding, and really, you name it, I've probably thought about doing a video. We'll do 2 more encounters and then we'll wrap this up. And yeah, Pokerus will double the EVs you gain. This stacks with things like power items and SOS chain increase EV yields. So it can give you a lot of EVs in a very short amount of time. Okay, we'll make this the last one, and we'll see just how many times the Pokerus spread using this brief method here. We'll fly to the Pokemon Center. So keep in mind that Talonflame is the one that was the patient zero in our little experiment. There was a 50-50 chance of Trapinch getting the Pokerus, and it does. Then there's a 50-50 chance of the Superior getting it. Now here's what gets tricky. The other Superiors will each have a smaller chance because it had to pass on like a ladder, each step passing down to the next one. So it's 50-50, then 50-50. Given enough tries, you can eventually get it. So as you can see here, the second Superior got it. The third and fourth did not get it, but that's okay. Here's a trick you can do to make sure this doesn't happen as often. You take one Pokemon that does have Pokerus, and then you just switch it here. So what's gonna happen next time you get into an encounter is this Superior here will probably pass it to this guy over here and this guy over here. And that makes it much faster than waiting for the ladder. So take a moment in between the process to check what's going on and increase the odds for the next time. And yeah, that pretty much covers it. I'll just put these back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe for